We welcome all the viewers who join us live with today's Nithyananda Yoga. We would like to complete with all of you for starting the yoga 6 minutes late. This is from the space of this is happening from the space of non-integrity, and as acharyas, we would like to restore a space of non-integrity, restore a space of integrity, and start the yoga on time. So all of us can smoothly do the yoga at the Brahma Muhurta time, which is Swamiji's vision. So we would like to complete all the participants with integrity, with sampurti, shraddha, upayana, and apyana. That hereafter we'll ensure that the Nityananda Yoga starts on time, which is the guidance that Swamiji is given, and ensure all of you are having your Brahma Muhurta Yoga starting at 4 o'clock. We request Swamiji's and Sangha's blessings for it. Tatastu. And now, for all the viewers and who join us live for today's Nityananda Yoga, we will now starting with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Yadabotan Dvandvatitam Gagana Sarusham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. The next is the chanting of the Shivamula mantra. We request all the participants to please chant along with us. We are going to be chanting the Shivamula mantra, which is Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha 11 times internally. The acharyas are going to be chanting it out loud. Because all the participants to please follow along and chant internally within yourself. Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha. 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 Just the participants for a technical glitch. We will listen back to yoga. So now we will continue with the Tattvachmanam. Om Vidya Tattvam Shodhayami Svada. Om Shivadattam Shodhayami Svada. Please wash your hands with water from the Panchapatram. Now, to the base of the right hand thumb, move the hand from right to the left of your lips twice as we chant the mantra. Om Ha Mridayaya Namaha. Wash your hands with water from the Panchapatram. Now, with the tips of your right hand index, middle, and ring finger, touch above your upper lips and below the lower lips. Wash your hands with water from the Panchapatram. Now, with the tips of your right hand index finger and thumb joined together, touch your right nostril, left nostril. With the tips of your right hand ring finger and thumb joined together, touch your right ear, and your left ear. Wash your right hand with water from the Panchapatram. Now, with the base of your right hand thumb and little finger, touch your navel, right chest, left chest. With your right hand fingertips together, touch the top of the head, right shoulder, left shoulder in your heart center. The next is a Sankalpa. Now, clasping your right hand above your left hand and keeping both the hands in your right thigh, close your eyes. We will now chanting the Sankalpa mantra. ममोपात समस्त दुरिताक्षयद्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परम शिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परम शिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिव प्रीत्यर्थम च अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभदितौ पूर्ण आरोग्ययुक्त धृतगात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थम नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासम करिष्ये. Now, please wash your hands with water from the Panchapatram. Om Apopasprisya. And we request all the viewers to please move your Panchapatrams aside. Let's not come in your way when you're doing the Nityananda Yoga. And for all the viewers who's joining us live for today's Nityananda Yoga, a quick disclaimer for all of you that all the teachings and instructions given during Nityananda Yoga are intended only for general wellness and education purposes only. They are not to be taken as or used as a replacement for any professional medical advice, diagnosis, or any treatment. If you have any known health condition, illnesses, injuries, or diseases, please consult your medical health professional or your doctor before participating in the Nityananda Yoga. At all times, please follow the advice and guidance of your medical health professional. If during the practice of the Nityananda Yoga you feel tired, ill, dizzy, weak, or even uncomfortable, please immediately refrain yourself from doing the yoga and take some rest. Once fully recovered and feeling stable, you may continue the practice of the Nityananda Yoga if appropriate. During the Nityananda Yoga, please remain in complete awareness and listening with your body. Do not exceed your body's limits and capacities as we understand and recognize that every individual functions differently and uniquely. So it is important to remain in complete awareness and respect of your own body's limits and capacities and others as well while you're practicing the Nityananda Yoga today. Okay. For all the viewers joining us live today, we are going to be entering into the Pratama Vinyasa Krama. You're going to be looking at the Asana series from 100 to 200. So, if you're just tuning, just take a minute to quickly grab your mat and join us for the Nityananda Yoga. And also for all the viewers who's joining us live right now from across various parts of the world. I request all of you to do post your any if you feel any difficulty in doing any of the asanas, if you want any help in doing any of the asanas, want some clarification or any of the 12 components of the Nityan Yoga, go ahead. Feel free to post in the live comment section and we will immediately attend to you, guide you, and support you so you can get the best experience of the Nityananda Yoga. And take a minute to share this to near and dear ones so they too can experience have this beautiful gift that Swamiji is giving for all of us. So without any further delay, we'll be now entering into today's sequence.
We're going to be starting the day with the first asana, Yatasana Nishtasana. You're going to sit in a posture that brings ease to the physical and mental space. Maintain your space in an upright line while your shoulders soften and hands rest gently on your lap. You're going to visualize finding the perfect place for equilibrium and ease where the body and mind harmonize effortlessly. In Bindu Mudra, you're going to join your index with the thumb. Then Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualize the heat flames raising up along the spine. In Mulabandha, contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Riju Drishti, looking straight with a japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Yatasana Ishtasana.
परि पर्यकं पर्यङ्कं तत्समाख्यातं यथा संस्थां यथा स्थितिः.
The next asana is Samasana. We're going to be going into a series of sitting down posture with different visualization and gazes. So please do sit, be in the same seated position. Now you're going to um, breathe deeply and have your hands still in the same posture and your legs in the same posture. Visualize yourself seated firmly yet softly on the earth in Shambhavi Mudra. Samana Kumbhaka. Mulabandha, firmly contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Rijudishti, looking straight with the japa. Om Nityananda Paramashivam in Samasana.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघु सुखप्रसवलाभाय प्रोच्यते प्राक्तनेपथि.
The next asana is Muktasana. In Muktasana, we're going to be seated with the same position. However, now you're going to have your palms facing um, downwards to your knees. Visualize your Guru's loving presence lifting burdens from your shoulders, guiding you beyond illusion's veil. In Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, contract the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Nasagri Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa, Om Nityananda Paramashivam in Muktasana.
निपीड्य सीवनीं सूक्ष्मं दक्षिणेतरगुल्फतः वामं यामेन गुल्पेन मुक्तासनमिदं भवेत्.
The next asana is Siddhasana. Again, you're going to be coming into a similar position that the visualization and the gazes will be the one changing. Visualize seated in an alignment with your spine erect as this luminous pillar of inner strength in Shambhavi Mudra, Mulabandha, Brahmandya Drishti, looking through the third eye with a japa, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham in Siddhasana.
स्थाणोर्सम्मितेन्द्रियो अचलदृष्टा पश्यन् भोरन्तरं चैतन्य मोक्षपात भेदजनकं सिद्धासनं प्रोच्यते.
The next asana is Siddhyasana. In Siddhyasana, stay seated in the same position. Visualize yourself seated as an unmoving mountain, steady and untouched, grounding deeply into stillness. In Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, visualizing heat flames raising up along the spine. In Mahamudra Bandha, Prithvi Drishti, looking downwards with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivom in Siddhi Asana.
वामपादकी एति जानो सीवनिमदिता सा कौन्तानो दचपादकी एति जोगी मेदुमदि लगावे सोयि गोदुदो ये हस्तदुदारे भूमो दृष्टिदेह समकारे.
The next asana is the Rudra Asana Dve. Now, in the same seated position, you're going to be putting your hands in the Bindu Mudra, where your index finger and your thumb are going to be facing upwards on your knees. Visualize yourself as Rudra, fierce and luminous, holding infinite power with inward restraint. In Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing the heat flames raising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat digestive fire at the navel center. In Mulabandha, firmly contracting the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Brahmandya Drishti, looking through the third eye with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivom in Rudrasana Dve.
वा वामचरणपि दक्षिण राके ये जुगति आशा विदिधा के वाम पगतली माहिले कोर दक्षिण के जो बहराले वोर
The next asana is Santaduna Asana. Again, in the same seated position, you're now going to visualize yourself as a stream flowing steadily, unbroken and clear, moving towards vastness. In Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, again visualizing heat flames raising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat, the digestive fire at the navel center. In Mulabandha, firmly contracting the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Asa Agre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with a japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. In Shantaduna Asana.
आसन की गुण मन की चंचलता मीर
The next asana is Siddhasana Dve. In Siddhasana Dve, you're going to be coming and bringing both of your palms into a rounded cupping motion right in front of your stomach. It like a closed lotus. Press your heels near the root center, grounding evenly. Visualize stillness as your throne, unyielding yet fluid, grounding you into timeless awareness. In Samputa Mudra, where you cup both hands together like a closed lotus, enclosing and protecting the energy. In Samana Kumbhaka, you're going to inhale deeply, visualizing the heat flames raising up along the spine, maintaining awareness of the heat and the digestive fire at the navel center. In Mulabandha, firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting it upwards without tension. In Riju Drishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivom in Siddhasana Dve.
ऋजुकाय समासीन सिद्धासन मुदीरितं प्रसाद्य विपादौ तो दोभ्याम् अङ्गुष्ठमादरात्
The next asana is Bandha Yoni Asana. In Bandha Yoni Asana, you're going to come into a seated position and then you're going to bring both your hands and place it on top of your face. You're going to have the little finger. You're going to keep, yes, you're going to close your ears with your thumb. Then you're going to close your eyes with the index finger. Close your Close your nostrils with the middle finger. Close your Put your ring finger on the upper lip and then the little finger on the lower lip, resting softly into the inward focus and stillness. You're going to visualize the sacred womb as a sealed sanctuary holding the vastness of creation within. In Shambhavi Mudra, you're going to control the breath and gently force the apana, air upwards, while softly muttering the pranava. Close the ears with the thumb and with forefingers, nostril, with other fingers, retain the upward moving apana in the head. In Samana Kumbhaka, visualizing heat flames rising up along the spine. In Mulabandha, Riju Drishti, with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Bandha Yoni Asana.
यत्र मध्ये महादेव बन्धयोन्यासने श्रुति यत्कृत्वा केचरो भूत्वा विचरेत ईश्वरो यदा.
The next asana is Virasana. You're going to come back into a seated position where one foot is resting over the other foot or the other ankle. Then you're going to come into Bindu Mudra where your index and your thumb comes together. Then you're going to visualize yourself as a fearless warrior, kneeling with ease yet burning with inner resolve. In Bindu Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, visualizing heat flames raising up along the spine. In Mula Bandha, firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting it upwards without tension. In Riju Drishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivam in Virasana.
एकं पादम् अध एकस्मिन् विन्यस्य ऊर्ध्नि संस्थितः इतरस्मिन् तथा च ऊरो वीरासनमुदीरितम्.
The next asana is Valmiki Asana. Apology for the technical glitch. The next asana is Valmiki Asana. Visualize yourself knotted into oneness, each fold binding distraction into stillness. Sit with the left heel placed beside the right of the genitals and the right heels in the left hollow so the big toe touches the knee. You're going to keep palms on knees in Bindu Mudra, spine tall and gaze gently between the eyebrows with calm focus. In Bindu Mudra, formed by joining the index finger with the thumb in the front. In Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat flames raising up along the spine. You're going to maintain awareness of the heat, digestive fire at the navel center. In Mula Bandha, in Brahmandya Drishti, looking through the third eye with a japa Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. In Valmiki Asana. Valmika Asana.
दाव पग की पगतली पूनी पुनि एदि है जो ये फना देसी में दक्षिण आनी लगावे सो ये दक्षिण पाद की एदि जोई पैनाली लगावे सोई अंगुष्ठ गोदा लगता राके पुनः पगतली दरता धाके.
The next asana is the Yoni Mudra Asana. In the Yoni Mudra Asana, you're going to sit cross-legged, bringing the left sole inwards at the root center and gently turn the foot. Keep spine lengthened, the chest broad, palms resting on the knees. And you're going to visualize a luminous lotus womb closing around your awareness, sealing stillness within. You're going to have the Shambhavi Mudra. Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat flames raising up along the spine. Maintain the awareness of the heat and the digestive fire at the navel center. In Mula Bandha, firmly contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting it upwards without tension. In Asa Agre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivoham in Yoni Mudrasana.
अथ योनि मुद्रासनं पादकी पगतली जाई माहिली कोर जानी तहांतरी वैसे ए उलटो पाव जुमारी.
The next asana is Yonyasana. Sit with one foot placed on the opposite thigh and then the other atop the opposite thigh, grounding evenly through the sitting bones. Keep the spine long, shoulders relaxed, hands on the knees, palms facing down, and eyes lifted gently towards the brow point in still meditation. Visualize yourself enclosed in the cosmic womb, secure and timeless, the source of all forms. In Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing the heat flames raising up along the spine and maintaining awareness of the heat and digestive fire at the navel center. In Mulabandha, Brahmandya Drishti, looking through the third eye with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Yonyasana.
योन्यासनं पर्वतेन योगं योगफले अनिलम् तत्कालबलम् अन्तावत् केचरो यावत् एव हि पादयोगेन चक्रस्य लिङ्गाग्रं यो नियोजयेत् अन्यत् पादमूरु दत्वा तत्वा योन्यासनं भुवि.
The next asana is Bhadrasana Trini. In Bhadrasana Trini, you're going to sit upright, bringing the soles of the feet together close to the pelvis. You're going to hold the feet with both hands while allowing the knees to open outwards. Keep the spine long, chest up broad, shoulders relaxed. Visualize yourself as your seat as an auspicious foundation spreading blessings in all direction. In Shambhavi Mudra, keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outwards while awareness sets deeply within. In Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing the heat flames raising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat digestive fire at the navel center. In Uddiyana Bandha, draw the abdomen inwards towards the spine and then lift it upwards. In Nasagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with a japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Bhadrasana Trini.
शतभद्रासनं गुल्पौ च वृषणस्यादः सीवन्या पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत् सव्यगुल्पे तथा सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्पे तु दक्षिणे.
The next asana is Agorasana. In Agorasana, you're going to sit with the soles near the perineum, spine lengthened, and shoulders relaxed. You're going to place the tongue on the roof of the mouth and right palms across the lips. Close one nostril with the Close one nostril with the thumb, inhale from the other, retain gently, check through the opposite side with ease. In Kechari Mudra, you fix your gaze between the eyebrows, relax the breath, then gently turn the tongue backwards into the hollow behind the soft palate and hold it comfortably without strain, maintaining steady awareness. Visualize yourself as a blazing firebrand, fierce yet controlled. In Adhyantara Kumbhaka, slowly inhale through the nostril until the lungs are full, then retaining the breath inside with steady awareness, and finally releasing it calmly through the nostril when the retention is complete. In Mula Bandha, firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting it upwards without tension. Then Brahmandya Drishti, looking through the third eye with the japa Om Nithyananda Paravashom in Agorasana.
मोरव कहो भस्त्रिका जोई वाही विधि जो सोई सब अंगुरी मुख बगरे आने मुख को पनि संपुट करी ताने.
The next asana is Kaneri Pavasana. You're going to sit with the feet together in front, heels apart, and toes joined. Rest your elbow gently between the heels. Place the chin softly in the palms. Keep the spine long, chest broad, and shoulders relaxed while breathing evenly. Visualize yourself as an eternal evergreen rooted deeply in the earth. In Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhale fully and hold the breath out while remaining steady and aware. In Uddiyana Bandha, draw the abdomen inwards towards the spine and lift it upwards. In Nasa Great Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with a japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashiva in Kaneri Pavasana.
कनेरी पव आसन ग्वाली पाव आसन कह्यो है जैसे यह में जाने विधि तैसे दो कल्प माहिल जानो ओरु ये बीची कहोनी तानो.
The next asana is Asana. Sit with the knees raised and feet flat. Thread the arms inside the calves and wrap around the shins. Interlace fingers in front of the navel. Balance slightly back on the sitting bones, keeping the spine tall and breathe steady. Visualize yourself as a seated as supreme stillness beyond fluctuation, vast and undivided. In prana, in Parashumudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhale fully at the hold and breathe without inhaling steady with remaining steady and aware. In Mulabandha, contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Asagri Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa Ram. In Parashasana.
अंत पर आसन प्रथम माहिले जंग जो दो वो तीन दरी करी कद भुज सो गोद तरित करी बहारे दाने उलटी मोरी जंग पर आने.
The next asana is Gopi Chandasana. You're going to sit drawing the feet together near the chest. Place the big toes towards the throat. Heels at the upper chest, interlace fingers to support, rest the chin lightly, gaze towards the nose, keep spine upright and chest open, then release the feet forward with ease. You're going to visualize yourself as the King Gopi chant in the yogic renunciation, royal let surrender in Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka. Exhale fully and hold the breath out without inhaling and remain in a steady and aware position. In Mulabandha, contract the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Nasa Grey Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Gopi Chanda Asana.
पूर्व विधि पग अंगुट कंटकारो परासे ये शिरदा लगावे कंक से एड्या अंगुली परिरासे दृष्टिना सा अग्र आसन का गुण
The next asana is Uddara Asana. You're gonna sit with the soles of the feet pressed together and knees wide. Thread the arms under thighs, clasp the feet tightly, then lift gently towards the chest. Keep the spine tall, chin lowered, and shoulders relaxed, folding slightly without strain, then ease back to your neutral sitting. You're going to visualize the belly as a fertile center glowing like a fire, sustaining strength. In Shambhavi Mudra, keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outwards while awareness rests deeply within. In Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhale fully and hold the breath out without inhaling. In Mulabandha, firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor. In Nasagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Udrasana.
दोवो भगतले संपुटटाने उभय हस्तकरी उरदाहिताने अंगुष्ठदोवो समदहरावे चिपका नीचे दह लगावे
The next asana is Bishishta Asana. Sit with the feet together, arms under the thigh, lift feet up towards the chest and press them slightly towards forehead. Interlace hand to secure spine upright, gaze towards the nose, keeping the shoulders soft. Release the feet with control and return to steady seated position, visualizing yourself seated in uniqueness, neither bound nor common, radiating distinction. In Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhale fully and hold the breath out while remaining steady and aware. In Mulabandha, firmly contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Ridradrushti, looking straight with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivam in Bishishtasana. Do Bagatali Jodi Samputakare Hata Do Pagabichi Anitale Kari Bare Lyae Kahunya Mahili Samdi Rasai Pachedo u hataki karapaga umchay kakasi sar sa parirase. Now the next asana is Bhujasana. Now you change to OBS. Sitting up in Bhujasana, sit upright, bringing each leg carefully around shoulder, threading arms beneath the thighs, interlace hands at the base of the neck. Sit upright, bring each leg carefully around the shoulders, threading the arms beneath the thighs, interlace hands at the base of the neck. behind for support. Keep the chest open, the spine lengthened. Visualize your body upheld by shoulders like pillars, strong and steady guardians. In Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhale fully and hold the breath out. In Mulabandha, contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Riju Drishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashiva Om. In Bhujasana.
Shanam Vignayam Kakshasanamatav Param Grivasanam Taparamam Bhujasanami Hochyate. हतपगम बीचे आने तिन को गोदनी चेताने बहूरी पगतल पारी लख्यावे पुनः युक्ति आसे तहरावे.
The next asana is Sankatasana. Begin kneeling, place left heel beneath perineum, cross the right foot over the left with heels near the hip, rest palms on the opposite knees, spine upright, chest lifted, shoulders soft, grounding evenly, visualizing yourself entering the narrow strait of hardship where pressure surrounds yet does not destroy. In Vaishnavi Mudra, with the inner focus and outer vision free from blinking or opening the eyes. In Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. Then you're going to be in Mulabandha, firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor and lifting it upwards without tension. In Rijudrishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Shankatasana.
वामपादं चिदेर्मूलं सन्न्यस्य धरनीतले पाददण्डेन यां येन वेष्टयेत् वामपादकं जानुयुग्मे करयुग्मं एतत् सङ्कटमासनम्.
The next asana is Dhenukasana. In Dhenukasana, you're going to be coming in a seated position. We're going to cross your Sit with the knees folded, slide left the heel back with right hip, cross right knees directly over the left, and keep the feet tucks closed. Place hands gently on the knees. Visualize yourself as a generous cow, nourishing and calm, embodying abundance. In Vaishnavi Mudra, In Ujjaya Kumbhaka, contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Uddiyana Bandha, draw the abdomen inwards towards the spine, then lift it upwards in Riju Drishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivoham in Dhenukasana.
सव्याङ्घ्रिकुण्डलां पृष्ठे वामे निवेशयेत् वामाङ्घ्रिकुण्डलं चैव दक्षिणे धेनुकासनम्
The next asana is Machandra Asana. Sit with the right foot placed on the left thigh and left foot resting across the right knee. Reach left hand behind the back to hold the right thigh. Bring the right hand across the left thigh to twist. Visualize yourself as Sage Matsyentra, seated in deep twist, channeling secret wisdom. In Vaishnavi Mudra, Ujjaya Kumbhaka, slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly into the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mula Bandha, firmly contract the muscle of the pelvic floor. In Riju Drishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nityananda Paramasham. In Machandrasana.
वामदङ्गपरदक्षिणे ताने वामहस्तपृष्ठदिशि दिशि आने बहुरो दक्षिणपादहे जोयि ताकि नालि पकड़े सोइए वाम चरण पुनि ऐसे करे दक्षिण गोड़ ऊपर धरे
The next asana is Machandrasana Dve. You're going to sit in Manchandrasana and slowly untwist, reaching hands to grasp the big toe. Fall torso forward with steady exhale, forehead easing towards the mat. Chest soft over thighs, spine rounding gently, shoulders relax, hold lightly, then rise slowly back upright with balance. In visualizing yourself as Matsyendra but deeper, embodying unfathomable depth in the turning inwards. In Vaishnavi Mudra, in Ujjaya Kumbhaka, slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, firmly contracting the muscle of the pelvic floor. In Rijudrishti, looking straight, the japa Om Nityananda Paramasham. In Machandrasana Dve.
मत्स्येन्द्रासन प्रथम जीवनोचरण जोई वामजंग परिरागे सोई ताके एरिकति सोलावे बहोरी जुक्ति यह और करावे
The next asana is Guru Asana. You're going to maintain the same posture, join both the hands together atop the upper knee, spine upright, chest lifted, shoulders soft, and gaze steady. Visualizing yourself as the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, radiating light that dissolves every shade of ignorance. In Vaishnavi Mudra, with the inner focus and outer vision free from blinking or opening the eyes. In Ujjaya Kumbhaka, slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mula in Mahamudra Bandha, contract the pelvic floor, tuck the chin to the chest, and draw the abdomen inwards and upwards. In Rijudrishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivoham in Guru Asana.
उरुमूले इतरपादस्य कनिष्ठिका प्रदेशे कुल्फां संस्थाप्य तदेव जानु इतरपादपार्श्वीं संस्थाप्य तिष्ठेत् हस्तौ सम्मीलयेत् गुरुआसनं भवति
The next asana is Shankatasana. In Shankatasana, you're going to begin kneeling, place right heels beneath the perineum, cross the left foot over the right heel near the hip. Then you're going to rest the palms on the opposite knee, spine upright, chest lifted, shoulders soft, grounding evenly. You're going to visualize yourself entering the narrow strait of hardship where pressure surrounds yet does not destroy. In Vaishnavi Mudra, inner focus and outer vision free from blinking or opening the eyes. In Ujjaya Kumbhaka, contract the throat, draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mula Bandha, firmly contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. In Rijudrishti, looking straight with a japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Shankatasana.
वामपादं चिदेर्मूलं सन्न्यस्य धरणीतले पाददण्डेन याम्येन वेष्टयेत् वामपादकं जानुयुग्मे करयुग्मं एतत् सङ्कटमासनम्.
The next asana is Dhenukasana. We're going to be now going into the other side. We're going to shift your posture to the other side in Dhenukasana Pashvantare. Sit folding knees inwards, slide right heel back towards the left hip, stack left knee directly on the right, feet tucked up beside the hip. Visualize yourself as a generous cow, nourishing and calm, embodying abundance. In Vaishnavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contract the throat, draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Ujjayi Kumbhaka, contract the throat, draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor. In Riju Drishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivam in Dhenuka Asana.
सम्याङ्घ्रिकुण्डलं पृष्ठे वामे निवेशयेत् वामाङ्घ्रिकुण्डलं चैव दक्षिणे धेनुकासनम्.
The next asana is Machandra Asana Pashvantare. Sit with the left foot placed on the right thigh and the right foot over the left knee. Bring the right arm behind back to hold the left thigh. Left hand atop right thigh to twist the torso. Spine tall, chest lifted. Breathe calm. Then unwind gently. Visualize yourself as Sage Matsyendra, seated in a deep twist, channeling secret wisdom. In Ujjayi Kumbhaka, contract the throat, draw the breath slowly through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, contract the pelvic floor, tuck the chin to the chest. In Riju looking straight with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. In Machandra Asana.
वामजंगपरिदर्शनताने वामहस्तपृष्ठ दिशि आने भगरो दक्षिण पाद जो है जो ये ताकि नली जे करे सोई.
The next asana is Machandrasana Dve. You're going to now do it on the other side. I'm going to now sit in Machandrasana and slowly untwist, reaching hands to grasp the big toes. Fall torso forward with steady exhale. Forehead easing to the mat. Chest soft over the thighs. Spine rounding gently. Shoulders relaxed. Visualize yourself as Matsyendra but deeper, embodying unfathomable depth into turning inwards. In Vaishnavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, contract the throat and draw the breath slowly, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, contract the muscle of the pelvic floor. In Riju Drishti, looking straight, with japa Om Nityananda Paramashivam in Machandrasana Dve.
मत्स्येन्द्रासन प्रथम जीवनो चरण जो ये वामजंग परिराके सोई ताके ये दिगरि करि सो लावे बहुरी जन युक्ति का कहरावे.
Next asana is Guru Asana in Parshvantare. We're going to do it on the other side. We're going to sit cross-legged, placing one ankle at the thigh, root and opposite heel beside the knee. Interlace and closed hands atop the knee. Spine tall, chest lifted, shoulders soft. Breathe steady. Hold stillness, then gently release hands and extend legs forward. Visualize the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivoham, the radiating light that dissolves every shade of ignorance. In Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly through the nostril. In Mahabhudra Bandha, draw the contract the pelvic floor, tuck the chin to the chest. Rijudishti looking straight with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. In Guru Asana Pashvantare.
नो मूले इतर पादस्य देश गुल्फाम संस्थ्य तदेव जानो इतर पाद संस्थ्य निष्ठेति स्तन सम्मेलये निर्वासन पति.
The next asana is Pavasana, Prashvasana. You're going to sit with the feet flat, knees bent close to the chest, arms wrapping around to clasp the opposite knees firmly. Spine upright, chest broad, crown lifted, shoulders relaxed. Breathe neutral. You're going to visualize yourself twisted like a twisted animal in Pavyasana, yet inwardly free. In Bindu Mudra, fix your gaze between the eyebrows, relax the breath, gently turn the tongue backwards into the hollow behind the soft palate and hold it comfortably without strain. In Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat and draw the breath slowly into the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, contracting the muscle of the pelvic floor. In Brahmandya Drishti, looking through the third eye with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. In with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Pashvasana.
भूततले भूमौ निधाय जानुने उरसि निधाय विपरीतहस्ताभ्याम् ऊरु सहित जङ्घे निभाय हस्तां पादासनं भवेत्।
The next asana is the next asana is Sh- Buddha Sukha Asana. Visualize a conscious awakening manifesting within, taking you beyond sorrow. Kechari Mudra Ujjayi Kumbhaka. In Mulabandha, Nasagri Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose, and with the japa Om Nityananda Paramashivoham in Pashvasana. Sorry, in Buddha Soka Asana.
ओ पगतली भू परतरी को ये माहिली ऐसे पर को ये मिलागी उकड़ बैसे जंगा छाती अग्रनिवेशे वे मुख घोड़ा ऊपरी करे नासा दृष्टि अचल में धरे भुजंग पूजा परस्पर पकड़ी धोई कगाल कांकदीन जुझोई.
The next asana is Kurakata asana. In Kurakata asana, you're going to sit with the feet grounded, knees bent inwards, slide arms beneath the knees, clasp opposite elbows under the thighs for a locked hold, spine upright, chest broad, gaze forward. Visualize yourself as a baby cock emerging with the first light of dawn, embodying innocence, vitality, and unformed strength. In Kechuri Mudra, fix your gaze between the eyebrows, relax the breath, then gently turn the tongue backwards into a hollow behind the soft palate. In Ujjayi Kumbhaka, drawing the breath inwards and producing the sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor. In Asa Great Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashiva. In Kurakata Asana. Sit with the feet grounded. Now we're going to go into Sumati Asana. Sit with grounded knees, bend inward, slide arms beneath the knees, clasp the opposite elbow under the thigh for a locked hold. Bring the right foot Bring the right foot over the left so heels cross, toes pointing upwards, spine upright, chest broad, gaze soft forward. Visualize yourself as a noble wisdom personified, unwavering and luminous. In Kechari Mudra, fix your gaze between the eyebrows, relax the breath, and then gently turn the tongue backwards into a hollow behind the soft palate and hold it comfortably without strain. In Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly into the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting it upwards. In Asagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. In Smriti In Sumati Asana.
धृति परिधाने डावा पर परि दचपदे आने धोवो एदिके ये के ऐसे आडो बाई सुकाम तैसे फना जुगम.
The next asana is Dandasana. Sit with the legs extended straight, heels together, lift arms overhead, interlace fingers and press palms upwards, keeping the spine long. You can visualize yourself as a staff, straight, steady. In Kechari Mudra, fix your gaze between the eyebrow, relax the breath, and gently turn the tongue backwards into a hollow behind the soft palate. You're going to be doing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mahamudra Bandha. Nasagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Dandasana.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासौ यथा लघु सुखप्रसवलाभाय प्रोच्यते प्राक्तनेपदी
The next asana is Arambhasana. In Arambhasana, sit with the legs extended together, hold big toes and fingers and fold forward steadily, bringing the chest towards the thigh and forehead towards the knees. You can visualize yourself as a dawn breaking, embodying beginning filled with possibilities. In Prana Mudra, with the middle and index fingers stand by near each other, called the Prana Mudra. In Nadi Shodhana, alternatively closing one nostril with the fingers inhaling through the other, retaining the breath with awareness, then exhaling through the opposite nostril in balanced rhythm. In Mulabandha, firmly contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. Indra Judrishti, looking straight, and the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashom in Arambhasana.
दोवोपगमेली पसारी पगका अंगुत पकदी ललाट गोदा लगावे शरीर सिमरा से आसन का गुण
The next asana. Next asana is Bidokasana. Now sit with legs extended, space Space heels hands width apart, draw arms forward to clasp the feet firmly. Lift the chest and lengthen the spine, elbows bend slightly, and keep the breath steady and gaze soft. In visualizing yourself as a lightning splitting through the darkness, embodying the force that shatters illusion in Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, Firmly contract the muscle of the pelvic floor. In Brahmandya Drishti, looking through the third eye with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Bidokasana.
प्रथमां प्रथमां समुपविश्य पादौ प्रसारयेत् सुषं यतः किञ्चि किञ्चिदूर्ध्वं कुरुते यत्र गुल्फ योऽनन्तरं स्थितं हस्तमुद्रां यथा न्याय्यं परिमाणेन धारयेत् पनिचोर्ध्वं समुन्नमय भुजौ जानुमध्यगौ.
The next asana is Jalandhari Pavasana. Sit with the Sit with legs extended, heels together, lean torso forward, chin, mouth, and nose approaching to rest at heels. Slide the arms under the thigh with palms steady. Keep spine long, gaze to the nose, breathe smoothly. Visualize yourself as a master of inner words, embodying control over breath and sound. In Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, contract the throat, draw the breath slowly into the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, contract the muscle of the pelvic floor. In Asagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Jalandhari Pavasana. Now,
इंद्रिय बवासीर दोहु एरी मेल के नीचे हाथ पसारे पुनि चिबुक मुखनासिकता दीघ मुंह परिधारी.
join us live for Yoga. We request all of you, a new stream will be starting right now. We request all of you to please continue to tune in with us. Just the stream will be changed, so just refresh your feed, and the yoga feed will be continuing for all of you. We thank all of you. And yes, sorry for that. For all the viewers who join us live for the today's Nithyananda Yoga, we'll be actually continuing the yoga in the same stream. Sorry for that. We'll be continuing yoga with the same stream. It's just that we are going to be now starting the yoga for the Paramashiva participants. So we're going to be starting the yoga once again with the Sadguru Vandanam and continuing with the asanas where we left. So we're going to be finishing the Vinyasa Krama today. So stay tuned. We'll be now continuing the uh, yoga. Yes. Nithyanandam, to all the participants. Yes, welcome all of you. For all the participants here in Kailasa Tiruvandamala and Kailasa Guinea-Bissau, warm Nithyanandam. So quickly settle down. We are starting the yoga with the Sadguru Vandanam for all of you. नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतम् भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Yes. The next is the chanting of the Shiva Mula mantra. We request all the participants please chant along with the acharyas. We're going to be chanting Om Ham Hum Shivaya Namaha 11 times. The acharyas are going to be chanting it out loud. We request all of you to please chant along with us internally. Om Ham Hum Shivaya Namaha. 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 Yes. The next is the Tattvachamanam. We request all of you to please have your Panchapatrams fill it with some fresh water. Now, bring your right hand in the Gokarna Mudra, bend your index finger and cupping your palms. Pour in the Durnya water in the center of your palm. Sip the water 3 times as the word Svada is chanted. Om Atmatattvam Shodhayami Svada. Om Vidyatattvam Shodhayami Svada. Om Shivatattvam Shodhayami Svada. Please wash your hands with water from the Panchapatram. Now, with the base of the right hand thumb, move the hand from right to the left of your lips twice as we chant the mantra. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hands with the water from the Panchapatram. Now, with the tips of your right hand index, middle, and ring finger, touch above your upper lips and below the lower lips. Wash your hands with the water from the Panchapatram. Now, with the tips of your right hand index finger and thumb join together, touch your right nostril, left nostril. With the tips of your right hand ring finger and thumb join together, touch your right eye, right ear, and your left ear. Wash your right hand with the water from the Panchapatram. Now, with the base of your right hand thumb and little finger, touch your navel, right chest, left chest. With the right hand fingertips together, touch the top of the head, right shoulder, left shoulder, and your heart center. The next is a Sankalpa. Now, clasping your right hand above your left hand and keeping both the hands in your right thigh, close your eyes. We will now chanting the Sankalpa mantra. ममोपात समस्त दुरिताक्षयद्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परम शिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परम शिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिव प्रीत्यर्थम च अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभदितौ पूर्ण आरोग्ययुक्त धृतगात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थम नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासम करिष्ये. Please wash your hands with the water from the Panchapatram. Om Apopasprishyam. And we request all the participants to please keep your Panchapatrams aside. Let it not come in your way when you're doing the Nithyananda Yoga. Yes. Yes. For all the participants here in Kailasa Tiruvannamalai and Kailasa Guinea-Bissau, a quick reminder for all the participants that all the teachings and instructions given during Nithyananda Yoga are intended only for general wellness and education purposes only. They are not to be taken as or used as a replacement for any professional medical advice, diagnosis, or any treatment. If you have any known medical health condition, illnesses, injuries, or diseases, please do consult your medical health professional or your doctor before participating in the Nityananda Yoga. At all times, please follow the advice and guidance of your medical health professional. If during the practice of the Nityananda Yoga you feel tired, ill, dizzy, weak, or even uncomfortable, please immediately refrain yourself from doing the yoga and take some rest. Once you are fully recovered and feeling stable, you may continue the practice of the Nityananda Yoga if appropriate. During the Nityananda Yoga, please remain in complete awareness and listening with your body. Do not exceed the body's limits and capacities as we understand and recognize that every individual's body functions differently and uniquely. So it is important to respect and remain in complete awareness of your own body's limits and capacities while you're practicing the Nityananda Yoga today. Okay, so that said, we will now entering into today's sequence. So today, for all the participants, we are going to be continuing the series for all of you. We are going to be continuing the Prathama Vinyasa Krama, where you're going to be seeing the asanas. We already started the asanas from 100 to 200, so all of you are coming along with us with the whole journey. So for all the live viewers, we request all of you to stay tuned. We've been now continuing the yoga for all of you.
So we're going to be starting with Jalandhari Pavyasana. In Jalandhari Pavyasana, you're going to sit with legs extended, heels together, lean the torso forward, chin, mouth, and nose approaching at the rest of the heel. You're going to visualize yourself as a master. As a master of inner winds, embodying control over the breath and sound. In Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, contract the throat, draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean. In Mulabandha, firmly contracting the muscle of the pelvic floor. In Nagre, Nasagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashiva Om in Jalandhari Pavasana.
जलंधरी भवासना दो एरी मिलके दीजे हथ पे सरी पुनिची बुक मुख नासिकते दीग ऊपरी दरी
The next asana is Urdhva Paschimottasana. Now we're going to be going into a little bit more advanced as we're going to put our foot behind our neck. So ensure that during this asana you don't strain your neck. You're going to first stretch out a little bit of your muscles, your thigh muscles. Sit with the legs forward extended, place one foot carefully behind the neck. Then fold torso forward as in a deep seated stretch. Keep your chest wide, spine long, avoid strain, visualizing yourself as a bow drawn fully open, embodying expansion and resilience. In Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, what you're going to do is you're going to withdraw the senses inwards, then move awareness sequentially through the 9 points of the feet, perineum, navel, heart, chest, throat, the base of the throat between the eyebrows and forehead. And after a slow inhalation, gently hold the breath while fixing awareness and then exhale, slowly maintaining. In Mulabandha, contract the muscle of the pelvic floor in Drishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Urdhva Paschimottanasana.
निश्चिमतानवद् संस्थितं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायान् आहूत्य तिष्ठेत् ऊर्ध्वपश्चिमदानं भवति
The next asana is Ananta Asana. You're going to come into a laying down position with the same posture of your legs behind your neck. You're going to still lift one leg towards the neck. You're going to visualize yourself as an endless sky, embodying. Visualize yourself as an endless sky, embodying infinity without boundary. In Pratyahara Kumbhaka, withdraw the senses inwards, then move awareness sequentially through the 9 points. In Mulabandha, contract the muscle of the pelvic floor. In Asagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Urdhva Paschimottanasana. Sorry, in Ananta Asana.
उद्दानशयनं एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायान् विन्यस्य इतरहस्तेन पादाग्रं गृहीत्वा इतर अवहूतस्थीलीकृत्य तिष्ठेत् अनन्तासनं भवति
The next asana is now you're going Ankushasana and you're going to be laying onto the other into the side of your body with your one leg still above your neck. See, remember, you don't need to force yourself to put it over your neck. You can do it like how the Acharya is showing you. You can put it to the shoulder, you can put it to the ear, wherever it is that you're able to stretch. Down, 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 down. Where you going? Seriously, right? Down. You're going to visualize. You're going to visualize yourself as an ankusha, a small yet commanding guiding stick for an elephant of immense strength. In Mulabandhanasa, great drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Ankushasana.
उत्तानस्य शीतः एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन् इतरहस्तं कर्णमूले स्थापयेत् तस्यैव हस्तस्य कूर्परं भुवौ निधाय इतरहस्तपादौ सरलीकृत्य तिष्ठेत् अङ्कुशासनं भवति.
The next asana is Drishasana. You're going to lie flat on your back, tuck the knees towards your chest, clasp the shin in both hands, and gently rock left and right to massage your spine. Visualize yourself as a seer embodying clarity that pierces beyond forms. In Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose and hold the breath comfortably, then release through the nose. In Bhula Riju Drishti, looking straight with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashyoham in Drishashana. Remember, rock your back slightly to the right and left, massaging your spine.
उत्तानशयनं जानुनी हृदये अवष्टभ्य जङ्घासहित ऊर्ध्वनिकरद्वये बद्ध्वा सव्यापसव्यं लोलयेत् दोलासनं भवति.
The next asana is Urdhva Paschimottanasana. Now you're going to go back into the same asana and where you're going to lift one leg above your head as you're in a seated position on the other side. So remember, go to where you are able to. If it's above the shoulder, put it there. If it's on the ear, put it there. If you're able to go all the way behind your neck, that's beautiful. Just do that. Ensure you're not straining your neck. You're gonna visualize yourself as a river flowing upwards, embodying the reversal of ordinary currents in Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Rishi Drishti looking straight with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashom in Urdhya Paschimottanasana on the other side.
पश्चिमतानवत् समस्थितं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायान् आधृत्य तिष्ठेत् ऊर्ध्वपश्चिमतानं भवति.
Now the next, we're going to lay down flat on the ground with the legs still behind our neck. Remember to lay down carefully. And for others who's not able to do it behind the neck, do it exactly where you can as much as possible. As you're stretching this out, you'll see you'll get more flexible. So don't force yourself into this asana. Slowly listen to your body and get into it. You're going to visualize yourself as visualize yourself as an infinite recline embodying limitless space from within the form. In Shambhavi Mudra, keep the eyes open, steady. Pratyahara Kumbhaka, withdraw the senses, then move awareness sequentially through the 9 points. In Mulabandha, Nasagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Ananta Asana.
उत्थानचयनम् एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां विन्यस्य इतरहस्तेन पादाग्रं गृहीत्वा हूतस्थीलीकृत्य तिष्ठेत् अनन्तासनं भवति.
The next asana is Ankushasana Parshvantare. Again, you're going to be doing it on the other side, but you're going to lean onto the side of your arms. You're going to visualize yourself as an elephant goad, embodying divine direction and firmness. In Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha, contract the muscle of the pelvic floor, lifting it upwards without tension. In Asagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashom in Ankushasana.
उत्तानशयीत एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन् इतरहस्तं कर्णमूले स्थापयेत् तस्यैव हस्तस्य कूर्परं भूमौ निधाय इतरहस्तपादौ सरलीकृत्य तिष्ठेन् अङ्कुशासनं भवति.
The next asana is Yoga Nidrasana. In Yoga Nidrasana, you're going to come fully laying down on your back, and then you're going to put both your legs behind your neck. Again, in this posture, if let's say you're midway up in the air, close to your face or chest, it's fine. Going closer to your ears, great. And going all the way to your back, that's the best. So, again, work on your stretches. Listen to your body. Do not strain your neck or don't strain your spine when doing this asana. As you can see, because this is the second time we are doing the 1,000 um, yoga asanas, you'll be much more flexible than before. If you are still feeling it's a little tight, it is okay. Just feel it. Visualize yourself in a yogic sleep, embodying serene awareness, resting yet awake in Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Nasagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with a japa. Om Nityananda Paramashom in Yoga Nidrasana.
अदाभ्यां पृष्ठयेत् कण्ठं हस्ताभ्यां पृष्ठबन्धनं तन्मध्ये शयनं कुर्यात् योगनिद्रा सुखप्रदा.
The next asana is Atma Ramasana. In Atma Ramasana, you're going to just come into a laying down position and just lifting your feet up in the air. We're at 54, we have to finish at 100. Move down. You're going to lie on your back. You're going to cross your arms like scissors, clasped behind the neck. Then you're going to keep your breath um, steady, torso supported, visualizing yourself as self delighted, embodying contentment born within. In Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mulabandha Nasagre Drishti, looking at the tip of the nose with the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Atma Ramasana.
ओहद चीर करे 300 से पकड़े पाग उछाया आगने आनी बखूरी जगदे से विधिवने
The next asana is Kochika Asana. Now you're going to come into a deep stretch with your hip. You're going to lie on your back and then you're going to extend arms wide along the mat, pressing palms down. Then you're going to gaze upwards between the eyebrows. Breathe steady, shoulders grounded. Keep your posture calm. Visualize yourself. Then you're going to lie on the back with the knees bent, feet skywards. Visualize yourself as a small bird embodying agility and alertness in Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Brahmandya Drishti, looking through the third eye with the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam in Kochikasana.
ओहद चीत से करे 300 से पकड़े पाग उछाया आगने आन बखूरी जगदे से विधिवने तो वो हता बीची पगरु शरीर पकड़ा पीछे लटिका पे धीर मूसा की दीस दूसरी रासे दृष्टि अनित्रिकुटी मध्य दासे
The next asana is Jatara Paravitri. You're now going to go into twisting yourself to the side and you're going to be pointing one of your foot up and catching it with your hands. And grip your toes with your index and thumb and twisting, giving a very good side hip twist. Visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. In Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandha, Rajudrishti looking straight with the japa, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham in Jatara Parivriti.
त्रिवृत्तिकुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च
The next is Jatara Parivriti Dve. Now you're going to go into the similar twist. However, you're going to lie flat, hug knees closed, drop knees gently together to the right, spine rotating, head turning opposite, keep the shoulders relaxed on the ground. Breathe steadily, visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting of fire churns and refine within. In Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mulabandhanas, Rijudrishti looking straight, Japa Om Nityananda Paramashivam in Jata Paravitri Dve. Even if it's the same thing, it could be different. Yes.
त्रिवृत्तिकुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च
The next asana is Jatara Praviti Trini. You're going to lie back, hugging knees in, arms opening wide, extend legs straight together, lower them with control to one side while turning head opposite. Visualize yourself as a radiant force, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. In Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha Drishti, looking straight with a japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashiva Om in Jatra Pravititini.
परिव्यक्तिकुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च
The next is Jatara Praviti Parshvantare. You're going to lie comfortably on your back with knees bent into the chest, arms out wide, lower left knee across to the right, and extend the right leg. Turn head to left, shoulders grounded. Visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire turns refines within in Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Rajudrishti, looking straight with a japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashi Om in Jatara Praviti.
परिवृत्तिकुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च Next we move on to Jadar Parivritti Dve. Same portion on the opposite side. परिवृत्तिकुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च Here it's different, here it's different, right? Yeah, it's 69. Then we move on to Jadara Parivritti Trini. Jadara Parivritti Trini. So here you are holding both your legs and extending your legs and facing on the opposite side while extending the legs on the opposite side. In Shambhavi Mudra, just keeping your eyes open, steady gaze outward while awareness rests deeply within. In Pratyahara Kumbhaka, which is withdrawing the senses inward and drawing the awareness sequentially through the 9 points, the soles of the feet, the perineum, the navel, the heart, the chest, the throat, the base of the throat, between the eyebrows and the forehead. After a slow inhalation, gently hold the breath and then exhale slowly in Mula Bandha. firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor in Jyotrishti, the straight gaze with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. With the visualizing yourself as a radiant forge, belly twisting as a fire chants and refines within. In Chatara Parivritti Trini, Parivritti Kukshi Bhage Tridahi Parikirtitaha Baddhakonam Suptakonam Urdvakonam Atapicha. The next is see hold as your hands are holding the ankles in Shambhavi. See hold as your hands are holding the ankles in Shambhavi Mudra in Pratyahara Kumbhaka, where you withdraw the senses inward, then move the awareness sequentially through the 9 points: the soles of the feet, the perineum, the navel, the heart, the chest, the throat, the base of the throat, between the eyebrows and the forehead. After a slow inhalation, gently hold the breath and then exhale slowly in Jalandhara Bandha, which is tucking the chin to the chest. In Nasagra Drishti, the gaze at the tip of the nose with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, visualizing yourself as a radiant bridge rooted through your feet and arching upward in strength in Dvipada Pitam. प्रतिक्रियायुतं द्वन्द्वपीठं सर्वबलप्रदं गर्भिणीनां दुर्बलानाम् इति गार्गी जगादनु. The next asana is Paryankasana. Now in Paryankasana, it's a full backward bend where you lie supine with the knees bent, the feet pressing down. Feet pressing on the mat. Place the hands beside the ears, elbows bent, fingers towards the feet. Press the palms on the soles and slide and lifting the chest and the hip upward. Arms strong, chest broad, breath smooth. Lowering slowly, releasing the hands and returning the supine peaceful. In Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open and steady, gazing outwards while awareness rests deeply within. In Pratyahara Kumbhaka, where you withdraw the senses inward, then move the awareness sequentially through the 9 points, which is the soles of the feet, perineum, navel, heart, chest, throat, the base of the throat between the eyebrows and the forehead. After slow inhalation, gently holding the breath and then exhaling slowly, maintaining a complete inner stillness in Mula Bandha, firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting upward without tension with a straight gaze with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, visualizing yourself as a stone couch, unmoving, timeless, and steady. Envision the body as a firm resting ground where awareness um, reclines in steady stillness in Paryankasana. उत्थानशयनं हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिमवष्टभ्य पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं दृष्ट्वा नाभिं प्रवेश ऊर्ध्वं कुर्यात् पर्यङ्कासनं भवति. The next asana is Shottanasana. Now in Shottanasana, you lie flat, hugging the knees to the chest, your palms on the shoulders and elbows wide. Roll back gently side to side, massaging the spine, hips circling smoothly, shoulders anchored, breathing easy in Shambhavi Mudra in Sahaja Kumbhaka, which is inhaling deeply and holding the breath comfortably and then releasing it. In Moolavanta, contracting the pelvic muscles with the Rajyudrishti, the straight gaze with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualizing yourself as a playful dog rolling freely on the ground, open in trust and unguarded joy. In Sottanasana. शववच्छरीरं संस्थाप्य जाननीं सम्मील्य नाभौ आनीय हस्ताभ्यां कन्दरां बद्ध्वा भ्रामयेत् श्वोत्थानं भवति. The next asana is the Viparita Karani. Huh? Body steady on the shoulders, chest broad, breath smooth. Move legs in gentle circles slowly. Repeat the support carefully, lowering the legs down, resting the supine evenly. In Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open and steady, gazing outwards while awareness rests deeply within. In Murcha Kumbhaka, which is inhaling deeply through the nose and then locking the chin to the chest in Jalandhar Bandha, holding the breath and then slowly exhaling through the nose, maintaining Jalandhar Bandha, holding the breath and then slowly exhaling through the nose, maintaining the throat lock.